school division for the foundation.
So I'm going to do a quick intro. I'm going to mention we're going to commercial break, and we'll be right back with my man Cameron Craig from the St. Boniface Riels. We'll talk about the 2019-2020 season. We'll be right back, and then I'll go to break, and then I'll come back in.
Sounds good.
Okay. Am I positioned okay? Thank you. Is Bill here? So am I going to, who am I doing after? You'll let, yeah, this table. This freaking floor. We won't lean on it. We won't lean on the table. No leaning on the table today.
Yeah. Do I have to lean forward towards it? Or?
No, it'll pick you up good. I can also do this too.
Yeah, sure.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You're a soft speaker. I'm not.
What?
You're a soft spoken
Yeah.
speaker. Me, not so much.
I just about giving up my roster for tonight.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. Oh. You're pointing at me.
On?
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at Tavern United on Pembina Highway. I'm your host, Theo, on Amateur Sports TV. This is our sports show this Monday night. We've got quite a group of talented and wonderful people that are going to join me this evening, including the man to my right, your left, Mr. Cameron Craig with the St. Boniface Riels. We've also got the tale of two Johnsons, one that's going to talk a little bit of football, and the other one's going to talk about a boxing event, the Gala Melee number 7 that's coming up this weekend. We also have the Balmoral Hall varsity girls assistant coach Regan Bolton with us. We're going to talk about the beginning of their season and upcoming showcase in November. Ringette will be with us as well, and of course, last but not least, there is one more coming up as well. And we've got Wentworth Ag Twins, the AA program, talk about their player development and what's going on with their upcoming season and how tryouts have already begun and how well they're doing. We'll be right back with Cameron after these commercials.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Nettie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with MPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body, we'll straighten it out.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
And we're back here on the ASTV Sports Show at Tavern United Pembina. Joining me now and getting our artificial vitamin D on, Cameron Craig of the St. Boniface Riels. Good evening, Cameron. How you doing?
Thanks a lot for having me. I'm doing great. How's the summer?
Fabulous. Busy summer yourself.
Pretty quick. I'm happy to be back at the rink.
I know. Is it too early to talk about hockey? I mean, you got to go to an exhibition game right after this, correct?
Yeah, you know what? The hockey talk never stops.
Hockey talk will never stop. That's right. So let's talk about Riels hockey. Last season, a very young team. This year, a little bit more veteranship. Lost a couple of veterans from aging out, but how does the team look so far with their first couple of ice times?
It looks very promising. Lots of speed and just a lot of good character in the room. That's kind of what we're aiming for. We set our standards as being a place where people want to come play. And you know what? With some of our community guys this year, we're expecting a pretty young, still, but very fast team.
Absolutely. You want to make sure that you have that one character trait. I mentioned that to me last year. Tell me how many returning players we have coming up, and do we have a good core group of guys that are speedy and feisty little skaters?
You know, we probably only will have about in between 7 and 10 returning players. We're still kind of waiting to see where a couple guys land. You know how it is the first couple of weeks of junior hockey camps there. The players we do have coming back that are at camp right now, we're very happy to have. Definitely lots of speed, lots of hockey sense in that group, and same with the up-and-coming players that we have coming into the system this year from either high school or AAA provincial. But yeah, it's a very exciting camp thus far.
One of the benefits of playing in the MM that has been developing over the last decade is the schedule and allowing a little bit more flexibility within the schedule. We're talking about players that have graduated high school, maybe not having that full commitment of playing junior A hockey and being on the ice daily. Gives them a chance to have a job, a little bit of a social life, still go to school. Have you noticed that with players, how they have a more full-rounded lifestyle with playing real hockey?
Well, absolutely. That is the best part about this league. It's where people can go and young men can go concentrate on really what's important at that age, which is school, work, family, and still come to the rink and play at a very high level. We will never tell a player that the Riels is their first priority, but when they're at the rink wearing a Riels uniform, skating at Riels practice, it is their first priority, and that's the way they treat it, and that's the way this league should be run.
Got to put the hard hat on when you get to Notre Dame Arena. Put in the time, right?
Yeah, and the warm gloves.
And the warm gloves.
Yeah.
Still kind of chilly in there?
Yeah, they fixed the ice plant, so I think we're going to stop leaning on the outside to keep the ice cold. But no, it looks great in there thus far. I
found that garbage mitts make the loudest pom-poms possible. Do coaches have like a set of garbage mitts on the go, or is it going to be more finger mitty?
Coach Ryan's gloves are basically garbage anyways, so yes, yeah, I guess the garbage mitts would be the good term.
Are there any expectations for this Riels team, or is it just more progress from building on last year's results?
The expectations are always high. When you look at the way the league works and looking who you're capable of getting in, we're always competing for a championship every year, no matter how last year went. You look at PV, the year before last, they missed the playoffs by a couple points and come in to have a great offseason. All the credit to the guys over there, and they won a championship, and they put together quite a group there. And that's kind of what we have our mindset on doing. As long as we get the bodies there, we get the work ethic, we get the culture set. We think that we can compete every year, as can anybody in this league.
For sure. So, how many preseason games are slated, and how many regular season games are played by each team?
Well, we're going into the preseason tournament in Transcona. We play our first one tonight against PV. So we got 5 preseason games. We had a couple kind of inter-squad skates thus far, but the Transcona does a fantastic job organizing that preseason tournament. With all the teams, it's great for each organization, and to hammer off 3 games in a weekend there, and we're looking forward to the weekend coming up.
For sure. Now, Cameron, we've talked in length about the off-ice program that the Riels are involved in, especially with the anti-bullying program. What's happening this year with that, and what are the players expecting to do for their community service work with Riels hockey?
This year, as we had talked about in the last time I visited the show here, we've switched from a campaign to a foundation. This year we want to be active year-round within the community. Our players, one of their biggest commitments is obviously to the community and to this foundation, and And what we're going to offer within the St. Boniface Minor Hockey Organization is the opportunity for young kids who are intrigued by the presentations we do to have a Riels player come to their classroom. And the young man or young lady who invites the Riels player will do the same presentation with the Riels player to their classroom that we do to their teams. And the school division was very excited to hear about it. SBMHA is very excited to hear about it, and most importantly, our players are all on board and want to be as involved in the community as they can. So we're very excited about that moving forward. And also we're going to have some of the older kids within the St. Boniface Seals program doing presentations to the younger junior SEALs. So it's just a community serving the community, and that's what we want to do in St. Boniface.
And it's great to have those older role models for the younger players and the importance of the balance of life. I mean, from school to extracurriculars, and seeing older men and women do exactly what they wish to do when they become that age. So it's a great project, a great foundation to be a part of. Cameron, Craig, anything else you want to touch base before I let you go to your exhibition game?
No, I got to get to the ring, but thanks a lot for having me. It's always a pleasure, guys.
Always. So Cameron, Craig with the St. Boniface Riels, a couple of regular season games, or preseason games this weekend in Transcona, and then the main season, regular season starts in October, or before that?
No, we're 25th, home opener against the Vicks.
There we go, against the Vicks down in Notre Dame Arena, the cooler, the Notre Dame Arena, against the Vicks. Should be a good tilt. Always kind of like cross-river rivals, I guess.
It's pretty fun.
It's a good time there. We'll be right back with Regan Bolton of the Balmoral varsity girls hockey team. We're going to talk about their season and their upcoming showcase right after this.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with MPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body, we'll straighten it out.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
And we're back on the ASTV Sports Show here at Tavern United Pembina. Joining me is the lovely Regan Bolton from Balmoral Hall. I guess it's not a sister-brother relationship anymore from back in the day, but maybe so. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You are the assistant coach.
I am.
And how many years have you been involved with the Balmoral Hall varsity team?
I will be going into my 4th year with the school, 3rd year with the team.
3rd year with the team.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's like having that pedigree of coaches that have gone to D1 programs like yourself, and being that role model for these young student athletes.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know the girls look up to both Sarah and I every day, asking us for advice, not only on the ice, what's going to help them get there, but schooling and how can they better prepare themselves to get to that next level, because we've been there and we know what it's like, and it's tough to get to the next level. So I think it's pretty neat that these girls have someone like us to look up to as coaches. I know myself, when I was playing before I went to BH, you didn't have that level of pedigree coaching that you're starting to see a little bit more now in the female game. So yeah, it's pretty awesome for the girls.
The game has definitely changed over the last decade.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk about the technology and the innovation on and off the ice. But yourself, I mean, going to a D1 program, having the resources available, what is it like now for these student athletes on a daily basis at Balmoral Hall? Like, can you give us like a typical day run of what they're doing from morning to skates every day?
Yeah, so school starts at 8:40, so they're in the classroom bright and early. Sometimes we have workouts on Wednesdays in the morning. The girls are doing conditioning workouts with our strength and conditioning coach, Dar Svensson, who's been with the program for 14, going into her 14th year. So they have that, and then they're in classes all day until 2:30. 2:30 we get on the bus and run off to the Iceplex for practice, and we're there for an hour and a half, and then we also on Thursdays do workouts up at Focus Fitness, where the girls are getting more of a strength focus. So that's a typical day, but in and out of that day, in classes and homework throughout the day, they're also they're emailing scouts, they're emailing coaches from other programs, and just getting their name out there. So it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment, but it's what you got to do to get to the next level.
For sure. It's that next level preparation that what Balmoral Hall and a lot of these schools now do. I mean, we talked a little off air about how many schools do these types of programs, as well as the number of AAA programs that prepare females for the next level. What is the schedule game-wise for Balmoral Hall this year? I mean, is the league itself plus the showcases?
Yeah, so we got a pretty hefty schedule. Last year we played about 55 games, and we're looking roughly the same this year. And yeah, so our league is we're playing 4 games in a weekend whenever we're traveling, because we are traveling quite far. We're off to Boston twice a year. We go to Washington. We're going to Hamilton this weekend. So we're all over the map. And so we're getting typically 4 games in a weekend like that. And then we play in showcases and exhibition games at home and things like that. So it's a pretty tough schedule on top of all the homework, the rigorous academics that they have from the school, and all the on-ice practices, off-ice practices, chalk talk sessions that we do with the girls, and them trying to have a social life. It's a lot. You
got to love hockey if you're going to play.
Love it.
If you don't do it, then you got to pick something up, probably, right?
Absolutely.
I guess the one thing that, I mean, you talk about the traveling, that's probably the greatest bonding times for these players away from being in Winnipeg. Not saying that Winnipeg doesn't bring a great draw, but when you have the opportunity to go to places like Boston twice a year, Washington, Steel City, Hamilton, just to name the ones you did, it's pretty impressive to have those experiences and what you're able to do off the ice that makes the team that much stronger.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's honestly why I think that we won the JWHL last year, was not only because we had a really strong team, but the way that the girls bonded together. We just had a great team of character and all this chemistry, and it comes down to the little things, like when we're traveling and we take them to the Holocaust Museum in Washington and get to see different places. Not every trip we can do that just because of time restraints, but when we have the opportunity, we're always taking the girls out to see places for a culture experience, and that definitely bonds them. But even the travel, and it's a life experience that they're going to have to learn when they go off to college to find what gate they're at, and pack their bags light and things like that. So it's definitely a big bonding experience when we're on the planes traveling quite often.
Has anybody forgotten a passport?
It happened 3 years ago, I think. So now I take all the passports when we travel. But actually last year, I left my bag at the airport because I was so worried about getting all of our girls through that I actually forgot my bag. So yeah, the girls they never lived that down.
It does happen, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so bus trips, plane trips. What is the song of choice from last year's team that might join this year's team for like karaoke style? Is there like a favorite thing that they like to do as a group? And a lot of singing usually gets done, I'm sure. But
oh yeah, a lot of rap.
A lot of rap, okay.
Yeah, but I think one that sticks and that pops out is Country Roads. I think that one will filter through from this year.
Like John Denver Country Roads?
Yeah.
All right.
And there's a few remixes. So,
sure.
But yeah, so we're mostly on the plains traveling. We take one full bus trip a year, and other than that, it's we're in the air. But when we are on those little bus rides, the girls tend to bring out the music machine, and they're singing Country Roads and all these other ones. So that's definitely one that would stick out.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So preparations into this year and expectations winning the JWHL last year. We're hoping to do the same this year.
Yeah, back to back. Why not?
Has that been done before in Balmoral's history or no?
So that was the first time ever that we'd won the JWHL championship. So it was pretty huge for the school. We got some pretty big shoes to fill for this team coming up this year. We'll see where it goes. We just had a couple exhibition games here, and the team's looking really good. We're a pretty young team compared to what we were last year, but we got some awesome talent that stayed with us, and we got a lot of talent that's come in. So last year we made 5 kind of things that we wanted to do with the girls was sweep a league weekend, which is really hard to do, beat Naha, which has been our rival in our league ever since we played in it.
Right.
A third one was to be above 500, and then obviously the final one was to win the JWHL championship, and we knocked them all off the list, and so it was pretty neat to have that for last year. And this year we're just kind of taking things slow, and we'll see what happens. But we have a very promising team this year, and we're excited that we've already been working with them now for 2 weeks. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, so impressive year last year, building on it this year. Talk about preparation off the ice. We talk about the strength, conditioning, the technology, innovation. One thing that has changed tremendously from when I used to play, and probably when you played, is the nutrition that these players get. What is the one thing you try to sneak into meals that you see some of the girls try to do this year still? Is there anything that pops out, like those sneak foods, those non-nutritional goods that show up once in a while?
I don't know. Our girls are actually pretty good, unless they're just really hiding it from me, then I don't know. Maybe like chocolate. Yeah. I could see that one.
I was a big Mr. Big and Gummy Bears fan.
I could see some chocolate being stuck in there.
Do you have a favorite go-to when you're having a rough day?
Yeah, salt and vinegar chips.
Salt and vinegar chips,
yeah,
okay.
That's my good one. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Regan, I want to thank you very much for joining us. Good luck this season. We're going to do Showcase in November, that's right?
Yeah, November 14th to the 17th.
And that's at the Iceplex, correct?
At the Iceplex, yeah. We're hosting a couple of teams in our league. The Canadian teams are coming down. All the games will be at the Iceplex, and all the game times and that will be on our website at bhblazers.com. So you can just head over there to find the schedule.
It's going to be a good tilt of very good high school female hockey.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining me again. I got that Canadian hockey tinge on you the last question. I was glad I got that in you. Regan Bolton with us from the Balmoral Hall Blazers, looking to defend their JWHL championship this year, as well as build on a tremendous and successful program once again here in Winnipeg. We'll be right back with Bill Johnson. We'll talk about football right after this on the ASTV Sports Show.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8, Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with MPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body. We'll straighten it out.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Back here on the ASTV Sports Show at Tavern United Pembina. Joining me now wearing the bright white, the Executive Director of Football Manitoba, Bill Johnson. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thank you very much for having me.
It seems like it was yesterday you and I chatted about a lot of football entities and things that were going on here. We're going to touch base real quick on the 6-on-6 program.
Yeah.
Tell us about the importance of the 6-on-6 and how it began developing here in Manitoba.
Sure, I can give a little background on that. Our midget league this year has decided to take a hiatus, so we felt that there's a gap missing. There's a gap for those kids, those high school kids who don't go to a high school that necessarily has a football program and are looking for a chance to play. So we looked to our neighbors to the west in Saskatoon, and they run in Saskatchewan runs 43 different high school programs around the province, all for 6-a-side, and they also run 9-a-side programs, 12-a-side. They really don't look at the number of players on the field as anything more than a number, and I thought it was a pretty cool thing. They have a lot of success with it, so we decided we were going to try something like that. We look at what basketball is doing with 3-on-3 and how it's growing globally and really taking off, and we thought, 6-a-side football could be the same thing. So we started promoting this, and the feedback's been great so far.
So how many years has this program been involved?
This
First
is
year?
year one, yeah.
Okay, so when does the program start?
It starts towards the end of September, I can't remember exactly, the last weekend of September.
Okay.
They'll play the first games. They're going to play a 6-week season, 4 regular season, and then playoffs, and then a championship that round. So
Outdoors, indoors?
It's going to be outdoor. It's
okay.
an outdoor game, yeah.
Now, what rules in the 6-on-6 are similar and then different to a normal football game?
The field it's narrower, of course, because there's 6 bodies. Right. It's a pretty wide field. But other than that, it's pretty much the same thing. So it's kind of cool, and one of the things that I think really appeals to these kids is the center is the only player on offense who's ineligible. So it means that everyone can touch the ball. You have, instead of just being a guard now, you're a guard and a tight end. So you can get active in there, maybe get a short pass thrown your way, things like that. That traditionally in 12-a-side football, guards don't touch the ball. So
they're all ineligible receivers, correct?
That's right,
so unless you're a tight end. So that's pretty impressive. Now, same 3 downs, same 10 yards. Is the field longer or the field the same size?
Field's
length?
The same length.
Wow, okay. So that's pretty impressive. How many schools or how many programs do we have involved that we know of right now?
So far we have 2 full teams rostered, a bunch of individuals that we're looking to put onto a couple teams. We're shooting now between 4 and 6 teams in year one, and we think we can build from there. And there's a couple smaller high schools around in Winnipeg and the surrounding area that have already expressed some interest in maybe looking at a team for next year. We pulled this together. This was actually a 1-year out project for us. This was a 2020 project. We pulled it together very quickly because the Midget League, they went on hiatus. They're not playing this year. We thought there's some kids who we're going to lose from football who want to play. And
that's right.
So we decided to rush things along and get it out this year.
So it's a great involvement for kids of all, midget area and midget Winnipeg area. Real quick, what would be the success? What would you consider this to be a successful first run of a 6-on-6 program?
You know what? I would say that we're already right there. If we can have 30 kids that otherwise wouldn't have an opportunity to play, and we're at that point right now, then I think that's a success. Anytime we get kids out playing a game, be it football or any other sport, I think that's successful. From an amateur sport point of view, that's what we want to see, right?
Absolutely. More participation by all athletes and the volunteers and the coaches, truly. Let's talk about a program that's not suffering with participation. It's the flag football program that runs. This is a program that we talked about last time we were together. Over or close to 300 participants, now getting larger this year. Tell us about that.
We're shooting for 400, 450 this year. We capped it at 450, actually. Last year, we hit our cap. We hit our cap in the first couple of weeks of registration last year, which was a really cool thing. It's an indoor program. It's for those kids who don't necessarily want to play. They don't play hockey, maybe, and they're looking for something to do. So it's a great chance. We get about half the kids play tackle or spring flag football, and the other half are kids who are brand new to the game of football and just want a chance to run around in the middle of winter. So.
Absolutely. So what would be some of the benefits of playing a flag football program? How long is the season? How do the players, how do the parents get involved?
The season runs from beginning of November until the beginning of February, so it's right in the heart of our frigidly cold Arctic winters we get here. So.
Hence the indoor game.
yeah, and they play at 5 aside, and we usually have 4 games at a time running on the Recplex field. It's a smaller field with only 10 kids on the field at a time, and we run it for age groups all the way up. We have 7-year-olds out there, we have 17-year-olds out there. We also run a division exclusively for high school girls. We're trying to really grow that particular segment. Flag football for female participation across the country has really taken off. It's a great sport. Some girls will use it as cross training. We have Ringette teams, for instance, that'll put their team in and play spring flag football. In winter flag, we have basketball teams, volleyball teams, and this is a good chance for us to stay together as a team and play games. And then we have some girls who just love football and want a chance to play football.
That's awesome. And Greg, you said participation in numbers and team camaraderie. You talk about a team from a completely different sport, cross training into a flag football program.
Yeah.
If you're an individual that wants to get involved for the first time in this, how do they get involved with the flag football program?
It's all available on our website, footballmanitoba.com. You can find all the information for all of our leagues at all of our sanctioned and sponsored leagues.
Great, and we have enough coaches, enough volunteers and everything for that?
Always looking for coaches
Always.
and volunteers, always.
There you go. So if you have a son or daughter that's playing, no reason why you can't just sit on the sidelines. You can help them out. And I understand for the younger kids, some of the parents and some of the coaches go on the field, right, to help them and coach them through player position and making sure they're going right place.
With the youngest divisions, they're a coach/cat herder. So they're out on the field, making sure the kids are in the right spot and things like that. It's nice with the indoor game because there's no butterflies to chase and things like that, so it helps us stay a little bit more focused.
A huge plus, absolutely. Focus is key when it comes to football. I want to appreciate you, Mr. Johnson, for joining us yet again. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we say good evening?
No, I think that's good. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate
Always.
the
So footballmanitoba.com is the site. Lots of great information there. And if you have a chance to swing by and see the Football Manitoba office on the 5th floor, Canada Games Sport for Life Center, go say hi, and they would love to give you more information in person because football is one of those sports, like everything, 12 months of the year, even though week 1 is just wrapping up tonight. We'll see what happens. See if Antonio Brown actually picks a team to play for, right?
We'll see. A few of them already this year.
There's a couple already, yeah. We'll leave him alone. He's got enough issues to deal with. We'll be right back with Rob Frank and the Twins AA program right after this on the ASTV Sports Show.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Nettie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with NPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body, we'll straighten it out.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Thank you for joining us here on the ASTV Sports Show. Tavern United, Canad ins Pembina Highway, right in the backyard of Twins territory. AA hockey. Joining me, Mr. Rob Frank. You wear a couple of hats with the organization. You're a coach as well as the director of coaches and player development, correct?
Correct.
So how was the season? Camps have already started. Tryouts have already started. Lots of numbers. Lots of good kids coming out.
Yeah, we have many kids coming out. We're right in the middle of our 4x4 camp. It's well underway. So we do 4x4 camps for 9-10-year-olds, and then into the AA program where we do 11, 12-year-old peewees, boys and girls programs separately, bantam programs for boys and girls separately, and midget programs for boys and girls separately. The trial process starts on the 12th for female bantams, and then the 14th for most of the rest of the groups, with the exception of the midgets. Midget females is a citywide program. We are hosting a team out of the Twins organization, and that starts on September 20th, and the male midget program starts near the end of September.
So lots of dates in September, not just the beginning of school, but the beginning of hockey for everybody, basically. All the coaches are set. They're looking forward to seeing a good roster of players joining them, I'm sure. What is the one struggle that the organization has in the off season, if there is any?
Coach recruitment, board recruitment. So sometimes coaches, it's difficult to get good qualified coaches that want to come on and volunteer their time to coach potentially somebody else's kids, and to get good qualified coaches to do that. The boys program, that's a little easier than the female program. In the females, we do have to sometimes go back to parent coaches. Not that they're any worse, just
obvious reasons.
It creates a different dynamic.
Yep.
But that's the recruitment process. We're always looking for people to join the board level and help with coach and player development, help with treasurers, stuff like that. Right now, I think on the board, we're just looking for someone to help with social events, social coordinating, and a couple of maybe CPD people, coach and player development people, to work with me.
Awesome. Very cool. So the program's up and running. It's very fast. It's going to run by very quick as well, I'm sure, because hockey season just goes by in a blink of an eye, so to speak. What are the resources that the players and the coaches have within the Twins AA program you'd like to highlight?
Well, the Twins AA program, we have a great group of volunteers that step up, and we run our program with volunteers helping with pennies, scheduling, running the tryouts and the camps. But we also have a lot to offer once you are involved with the Twins program. Hockey nowadays is not just about showing up at the rink 15, 20 minutes before, throwing your gear on and playing a game. So we do offer skills training sessions over and above your regular practices with your team. So we use Jets Hockey Development for that. And they do about 8 skill sessions a year we're going to be doing this year. We also offer money towards dryland training. So teams and coaches are able to go out and find their own dryland training, and there's many different avenues for it. Within the budget, they have some money to spend there, and they can also add from their existing team budget to add to that.
So a couple of great resources off the rink as well as on the rink. You talked about the development programs. Obviously for coaching, what's the involvement for coaches in maintaining their status and making sure that they're at the top of their level to provide that coaching for these players?
Okay, so we do follow the Hockey Canada guidelines, which there's a minimum coaching level for each thing. We do encourage coaches, and we actually will pay them back, for them to go to coaching seminars, skills seminars themselves. Last year, Paul Maurice did one, and we sent a few coaches to it. So when anything like that comes up, we are more than willing to have our coaches go to those. We encourage it. We pay for their certifications if they don't currently have them. For female bantam, for example, a head coach is required to have high performance level coaching through Hockey Canada.
Okay.
And we get our coaches ready to go, and through that program, and it's paid for by the Twins organization.
That's fantastic news to make sure that you're getting great coaching for these young athletes, and the importance of balance of student athlete, making sure your other extracurriculars are being met as well. Tell us about the positive affirmations the coaching staff bring. That's not just new, but it's a breath of fresh air really to coaching that's now more important than ever to maintain a positive atmosphere on and off the ice.
Well, if I'm reading you correct, I believe that it's back in my day when I was coached, we got bag skated and punished a lot.
The lightning strikes and the bags and the 6 a.m. outdoor practices when you realize, why am I out here? I know them well, yes.
So we were yelled at and stuff. Now we really promote positive encouragement, motivation, rather than negative consequence. We do still believe in holding the players accountable for their actions and for what they're doing. So there may be the odd little punishment, but most of it, 90% now, is based on reinforcement of what they're doing right, minor correction of what they're doing wrong, and a very positive attitude on the bench and in practices.
So you hit the nail on the head, like maintaining accountability as well as positive and encouraging reinforcement go hand in hand now in any sport, whether you're coaching or participating. I totally agree, and Lord knows we didn't like those bag skates and the lights off and whatnot, and using your sticks upside down. And remember many of those practices, as you do as well. Are there any specific dates we need to highlight within the Twins organization? Upcoming tournaments or upcoming showcases that are potentially happening with some of these teams?
Well, for our Twins, like the online registration is now closed. The tryouts begin on the September 14th. We do have, our coaches have to worry about travel request deadlines of September 27th. They have to have their deadlines in so that they can book what tournaments they're going to go into. And then our tryouts will be complete at the end of September, around the 30th, for all teams, with the exception of midget boys. And then we have our picture day already for Twins starting October 5th. And then we have the schedule starts October 18th is when the full bore Hockey Winnipeg schedule starts. And then one of our highlights of the year is we hold a Twins Day every year, which every Twins team will play back to back to back throughout the day. We have 8 teams, and they'll play throughout the day. And that is November 2nd this year. Afterwards, we actually have a social for the parents and coaches.
That's awesome.
As well. So.
And which rink is that being held at? Do we know which rink the home rink is?
That'll be at the Richmond Kings Community Center.
Richmond Kings Community Center, November 2nd. Moms, make sure you mark the date October 5th, picture day. Make sure the boys and the girls are looking extremely proper and done up proper, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got to represent well the Twins organization.
Yeah, we get them to wear their jerseys, but we really want them nice hairdos.
There we go. Right on. Rob Frank, Director of Coaching and Player Development with our Twins AA program right in the backyard here on Pembina Highway. We'll be right back with the other Johnson. We'll talk some boxing that's coming up this weekend in the melee between Team Canada and Team Philippines. We'll be right back on ASTV Sports Show.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with NPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body, we'll straighten it out.
Want a career in the salon industry but have no experience? Aveda Institute's program is designed to provide aspiring stylists with the solid technical foundations and business tools to achieve your success. With our in-house store and salon, knowledgeable educators, 95% placement, and our 9-month course, we will have you prepared for the demands of the industry. Now accepting applications for our January class, Aveda Institute Winnipeg, Hair School, the way it should be. See us today.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
The 4 Points by Sheraton, Winnipeg South. Conveniently located on South Pembina Highway near the Trans-Canada Bypass and 1 hour from the U.S. border crossing. Offering a saltwater pool, hot tub, 24-hour fitness center, restaurant, and lounge.
Want a career in the salon industry but have no experience? Aveda Institute's program is designed to provide aspiring stylists with the solid technical foundations and business tools to achieve your success. With our in-house store and salon, knowledgeable educators, 95% placement, and our 9-month course, we will have you prepared for the demands of the industry. Now accepting applications for our January class, Aveda Institute Winnipeg. Hair school, the way it should be. See us today.
And we are back here on the ASTV Sports Show. Tavern United, Pembina Highway inside Canad Inns. Joining me now are two boxing, I don't know, legends, but boxing aficionados perhaps. Directly beside me is Philip Natividad, as well as Mr. David Johnson with United Boxing. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the show. We've got a pretty important weekend coming up here, right?
Totally.
The Melee number 7, is that what we're calling?
That's right. Yeah, we've been doing the show since 2013. We originally called it the Melee at the Met, and it was just our own boxers, but since for the last 5 years now, we've brought in international teams. So we started off with Puerto Rico, then Mexico, America. Actually, Puerto Rico was 2-3 times, and we had Mexico in, and now we have the Philippines coming in.
So Philippines, correct me if I'm wrong, that's where Manny Pacquiao is now some sort of government official, correct?
He's a senator, I believe.
He's not planning to come to Winnipeg, is he? Wouldn't that be a great draw? He wouldn't have to box, but if
the next Manny Pacquiao is on this card.
So let's talk about the card here, because how many matches, how many bouts do we have on the card right now?
Well, the Thursday show we have 11 fights, and so there will be 6 fights of the International Canada versus the Philippines, and then we have 5 of the Corporate Challenge. And the Corporate Challenge is a program we do in conjunction with our charity to raise money. So we train people who've never boxed before for 12 weeks. And we train them to fight on the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these are just brand new newbies, novice boxers. Like they're doing full 12 rounds, 6 rounds. What are you expecting out of them, Dave?
Yeah, we're expecting 3 rounds.
Okay.
1 minute each, going hard, having a good technical bout, right? We don't really want the rock'em sock'em. Sometimes it turns into that, but you know we've trained them hard for three months here. And it's going to be exciting.
So these are matches between 2 Canadians, correct? Or is this
local
international?
People.
So it's local?
Yes.
Okay, so 3 rounds, 1 minute each, no rock'em sock'em. None of this, if I got to go like this and I'm in your way, it's not my fault kind of thing.
We got 4 teams this year.
Okay, how do the teams work?
4. Okay. Bison Transport has a team.
Okay.
Amp Jack Industries.
Okay.
You Learnt, which is a startup. And then Taylor McCaffrey.
The lawyers.
No lawyers in this year.
Oh, okay.
Our president Ryan is a lawyer.
Okay.
And he allowed kind of other people to fill the team. No lawyers wanted their nose broken.
Understand. So it's a group event.
Yeah.
Points are allocated how? By wins, losses? Is that how it works?
We don't have it in that format.
Yeah, it's each bout gets a belt.
Okay, perfect.
And very, very nice, like championship style belts.
Right on. Yeah. So you want to win?
Absolutely, you do.
Right on. How did we choose the charity this year? I mean, with variety to children, a great cause, no doubt. But how each year do you select the charity for this event?
Totally. So, Variety Manitoba, we actually had them as a previous charity in 2016, I believe. So it was kind of easy just to work with Jeff Liba over there at Variety Manitoba. Amazing cause. You know, they've got a camp, Raritan, out in the White Shell, where they help children. It's like an accessibility camp, so it's the most accessible camp in Manitoba, where anyone with special needs can have that camp experience still. It's a blast. They also do dentistry in the community, and then they also have accessibility, kind of special. Anyone with special needs, they can provide some backup to the families.
So we talked about the charity, we talked about the local talent. Let's talk about this next Manny Pacquiao potential.
Yeah, totally.
From Philippines?
Or it could be
or
Team
from Canada. We don't know. So we're going to have to come out and see, right?
Absolutely.
Do we have any, who's our highlighted Canadian boxers upcoming right now, Phil?
Well, we did have Carolyn Vare, but she's out with an injury. But she's a boxer who has 135 fights, and she's number 8 in the world.
Wow.
And she was going to fight a girl from the Philippines, Nesty Patecio, who a couple of years ago was a silver medalist at the World Championship. She beat the number 1 in the world from the States. So that was going to be a barn burner event, but we do have a substitute boxer, Irene Fiolek, and she was at our show a couple of years ago, and she's quite accomplished herself.
It's still going to be a good one.
Still going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do have Charlie Suarez out of the Philippines, who has fought, Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah.
So he's actually fought him in a 5-round fight already.
Oh, wow.
Going the distance with didn't get the decision.
He's
but
still undefeated, correct? Is it Loma still undefeated?
This was still an amateur
has one fight.
Okay.
He was 397-2.
Okay.
Yes.
In amateurs. So Charlie has 300 fights as well, and he's going against this young buck from Hamilton, Spencer Wilcox.
Okay.
That is going to be a showstopper.
Now, it's different than what you see for prize fighting. This is Olympic-style boxing, correct? So what are the rules that are going to be allowed in this melee number 7?
So with regards to the open fighters, so technically, open fighters are fighters with 10 fights or more.
Okay.
And so those fights are 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And the scoring is the same as professional boxing. It's a 10-point must system. If you show dominance or you hurt your opponent, you will get 10 points automatically. And the other opponent will receive either 9, 8, 7 accordingly.
Okay.
So 3 rounds. And essentially, it doesn't go past the 3 rounds. Prize fighting is 10 rounds, 4, 8, 10 rounds, 12 rounds championship fights. But these ones are pretty much sprints, so you're going to get action, 3 hard 3-minute rounds.
It's 9 minutes of go.
That's right.
And is there headgear, yes or no?
For the males, no. That headgear was removed in 2013, I want to say. Yeah.
So I'm a little bit out of date with that. I apologize.
Yeah.
I've always worn headgear when I'm boxing with the boys in the basement because you never know. And I don't have 10 fights in the ring. Lord knows I only have my knuckles and my teeth. So the bottom line is, if you're looking for some great action, weigh-ins are when?
That's Wednesday at the Clarion Hotel.
Okay, and then Thursday is
the Melee Gala.
Okay.
At the Met. So the Met Ballroom is going to be awesome. Then we have the rematch on the Sunday. So that's what the United Boxing Classic is.
Okay.
And that's going to have the rematches between the international fighters, a few more corporate challenge bouts, and then the Manitoba amateur boxers. So some of our best new talent that's up and coming. We're super excited.
That's 3 fill days.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun if you're into the boxing game, that's for sure.
And Wednesday's the weigh-in.
Right.
Please come out. It's free of charge to come and see the face-off. We'll be looking at each other and making fists and angry faces.
Are you guys going to do a face-off at all?
Yeah,
or no?
we are.
You are too? Awesome. Good.
We're really trying to grow this sport in Manitoba. Phil's been doing this for I don't know how many years. He's been around at different clubs and kind of grown with the sport. We've got tons of boxers at our club, but it's really hard to put on an event and get people to do the competitive side. So we really want people to come out and support these events so we can keep putting on competitive things. And really, probably 10 years ago, we had a great Manitoba team that was full of Manitoba and Canadian champions, right? Brad Katona, who's now in the UFC.
Yeah.
He was at our club, right?
Okay.
So we want to grow this sport so that Manitoba's a powerhouse again.
I would say during the early 2000s, Manitoba was a powerhouse. We had people like Ryan Savage, our president, and Roberto Romero. Kent Brown was around there. Junior Moore was around. So we had some very good boxers around the early 2000s, late 1990s.
That's a little bit after Donnie Lalonde did what he did with Sugar Ray, but nonetheless, it's a great cardio. And I mean, I've done 9-round before. I've boxed a couple of tilts my day, and the thing is, it's tiring. If you're not in shape, you'll get quickly into shape, and hitting a heavy bag 150,000 times will definitely make you stronger, that's for sure.
Totally.
Sure.
So how do the audiences get involved Thursday and for the rematches? Where do they find tickets? How do they get in contact with you at United Boxing?
Well, we're selling tickets through eventbrite.ca. And so For your watchers today, we have a discount code. If you go to eventbrite.ca, you can look up either mail, actually for the classic, type all uppercase United, and you can get your $30 ticket for $20.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now it's $20 for everybody. Is it kids certain age free, or
it's straight price across the board?
Straight price across the board. So all ages, $20 with that United code, all uppercase.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your company.
At the Met. Fantastic news. Thanks for joining us, boys. It's going to be a lot of blood, you think? Potential.
There's always potential.
There could be the next Donnie. There could be the next Manny.
Yep.
I really appreciate you guys putting on the event.
We're not promising blood.
We don't want to promise blood. We want to. Let's promise good, clean action and winners.
Absolutely.
And great
good
rematches.
Technical boxing.
Yeah, no low blows. Speaking of low blows, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much again, gentlemen.
Thanks for having us.
Keeping it above the waist, of course. Joining me next will be Ringette Manitoba, and we'll talk about their upcoming season and how they're preparing this fall on the ASTV Sports Show.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with MPI. We'll help you out. Metalmaster Auto Body. We'll straighten it out.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Caisse Financial Group today.
Hi, I'm Eddie Weiss from Metalmaster. You had an accident? Sometimes they're embarrassing, but they're always inconvenient. We have an incredible staff to take care of you. We have platinum certified techs in 4 different categories. We are certified as a gold class accredited shop. If you've made a claim already, perfect. Call us with your claim number. If you need a claim opened, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Sometimes you can get a little nervous dealing with MPI. We'll help you out. From Metalmaster Auto Body, we'll straighten it out.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
We are back with a wonderful collection of players and coaches representing Ringette Manitoba. I have Lily beside me, Coach Mark, and Alex, who has some wonderful news to explain and tell us about future endeavors starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow. So I will be moving into the position of Director of Publicity and Marketing. So we're looking to kind of do a little bit more to get the sport out there. Kind of being able to get more players into the sport, retain more players, just making sure that everyone knows about it and everyone's involved in it.
So Alex, I'm going to start with you. You probably played the game the longest.
Most likely,
of
yeah.
the three of us here. I haven't played a lot of Ringette. I played a little bit when I was growing up. But what is it about Ringette that attracted you so much to stick with the sport and not move to a different winter sport?
I think it's very different. They use the phrase a lot, the fastest sport on ice.
Yes.
Hockey involves a lot of skating and you bring the puck up yourself. Ringette really involves a lot more team play, and the ring moves faster because you have to pass it. It really does bring a lot of female leaders into the spotlight, and it helps people. You make friendships that last forever. I've been involved in Ringette, I've pulled back from it, and you come back and the community is just always the same, and it's always very involved, and it really is for life. I play open now, and I play with people who are in their mid-40s who have played their entire lives.
It's a sport you'll never forget to play, correct? It's like riding a bike or skating, correct, Lily? I'm going to ask you, Lily, how many years have you played lacrosse?
Lacrosse.
Oh, sorry, not lacrosse, we're talking Ringette, my apologies. How many years have you played Ringette, cross-training sports?
About 7 years, and this will be on my 8th.
This is your 8th year playing Ringette. Now, what do you like about Ringette so much?
I like how it's just, you're with so many people, and it's just like, you're all together, working together, and you just get the spotlight, shoot, score, and check.
Is it really the fastest game on ice?
Yeah.
It is? Now, how many players, let me phrase that, your continuing players when you grow, do you have the same group of players you play with every year, or does it change every single year?
It sometimes changes, like, depending on which, like, club you're at. So, like, my club, it kind of has changes because there's so many kids that depends on what skill you're at.
So which club do you play with now?
I play with BBI. It's Southdale and Dakota combined.
Okay. So your home rink is at Southdale?
Southdale and Dakota, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so 8 years playing Southdale. What's your favorite position to play?
My favorite position is forward, probably. So you get to like get the spotlight and have like lots of opportunities to score and shoot.
Now, was it difficult to learn to pass? You have to pass across each blue line, correct? Yeah. Was it difficult to learn how to do that when you first started, or did it come very quickly?
It was like hard, but then kind of like easier.
I will say that there's more passing in Ringette once you gain the zones. Now, Coach Mark, how do you coach that for the players and explaining to the players the importance of having everybody involved and touching the ring and holding the ring before a shot is being made?
Just practice, just explaining that you got to involve all the kids and spread the ring around. Just going over and over in a different place.
Okay. There is a shot clock now, correct, in Ringette? Now, is it 30 seconds or is it longer?
30 seconds.
Now, when does the shot clock reset? Is it on a save or is it on it hitting the net?
It's on a shot at the net.
Okay.
Somewhere towards the net, I guess. So
a shot at the net and when possession changes.
Okay. So is there a time clock then to advance the ring outside of their defensive zone? Or is it just 30 seconds back and forth?
30 seconds from one side to the other.
As soon as you get it,
Okay.
whether you're beside your net, you got 30 seconds to get a shot on the other net.
I've also learned there's no face-off, correct, at the beginning of the game? So what happens at the beginning of a game, Lily?
Well, it's a free pass for whoever the home team is, so you get it at the middle of the rink, and it's like the red line, and then you're either on one half or the other half, and you get the ring, and you have to pass it to one of your teammates
Okay.
to try to get it to the other end.
And you can't leave that center circle, correct?
You cannot.
So I know that part, so I remember that. Do you have to pass it across the blue line, or can you pass it backwards or anywhere on the ice?
You can pass it anywhere on the ice, you just can't cross the blue line with the ring yourself.
Excellent. Now, Coach Mark, I'm going to ask you this question.
Sure.
Okay, this one's a little important, a little bit deeper. How important is it for great coaches to be maintaining to be a coach and to remember that they're also a parent at the same time? How do you maintain this difference? How do you balance that?
It's a tricky balance.
Yeah.
Honestly, this will be my first year not coaching Lily because she's moving up to U14.
Okay.
And I think it's important for her to get some females some moms and females who played the game to really coach strategy. But yeah, it's been a balance up till now. I've coached her for 7 years. I always like to be involved. I'm pretty hard on her because she's my child, and I expect the most out of her. And it's hard not to pick favorites, but it's definitely a balance. And she'll comment to me that she never gets picked player of the game. But yeah, it's
with a little smirk,
it's
right?
fun. It's a fun challenge.
You know what? You've definitely hit on the importance of knowing when to become a parent, when to become a coach, and making sure you have those role models that are now a little bit older to be role models for yourself, Lily. Great, because like you've said, maintaining the involvement and the participation in the sport at a young age is vital to the growth and the strength of that sport, in any sport. I mean, now you get to be a role model for 7 and 8 year olds, and Alex, you're a role model for those 14-year-olds now. I want to congratulate both you ladies. Growing up, I'm going to ask both of you this question. Did you have a favorite Ringette player, or was it a hockey player that you followed, or what drives you to be that next best player?
Well, I've never had like a favorite player, but I kind of just like want to be the star of the team and want to be like the leader, I guess, because I've always been like, I want to be the group leader of this class or this team, and it's just like, it's kind of always been what I have.
Sure, absolutely. So the leadership on and off the ice, and being that star forward, like you mentioned earlier, is pretty cool. Now, Alex, for yourself, growing up, what did you look at when you were growing up? I mean, there's not a professional Ringette league, correct? So when you have a chance to look up to role models, was there anybody in Winnipeg that you looked up to?
I was very involved in the arena in general, so I was at the arena 24/7 watching AAA hockey, watching higher level stuff, and really just that entire atmosphere was probably what was the most important for me. Like, I was there 24/7. I even started working there at one point, but I think now there is a lot more that is available to a lot of people. Like, we have the National Ringette League that's come back into Manitoba. We have a lot of higher levels that are achieving great things, like our U19s that won at Westerns this year. So it's really being able to have those there for everyone, because that wasn't as prominent when I was beginning to play.
Perfect. So Ringette is strong. It's well. I want to thank all three of you for joining me this evening. Mark, what would you tell parents, the importance of what message you can give their children when it comes to going to the rink and making sure that they're getting, the support from parents and coaches?
Yeah, keep in mind the big picture. Have fun. The end goal is that these girls can grow up, build relationships, be leaders on and off the ice, and if the girls aren't having fun, then find something else. But it's about community building and building strong women.
You wouldn't do it if you weren't having fun, right, Lily? And Alex, you probably wouldn't continue it and join a board at a young age like you are. That's a pretty impressive endeavor, and I want to thank you for, again, volunteering your time and joining us again tonight. And congratulations on this season. You have a pretty good team this year? You don't know yet. When does the season start?
I think in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Have you been skating a lot? Okay, so your legs are ready to go? Endurance is good? Awesome. Okay. This has been Lily, Mark, and Alex. I said it right. Playing Ringette this fine year. Not lacrosse. And we'll wrap up here on the ASTV show right after this.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
Eat.
Meet.
Stay.
Canad Inn's destination centers are your home for hospitality, with 10 locations in Manitoba and 1 in North Dakota, featuring the finest in accommodations, food and beverage, entertainment, banquet and conference facilities, and so much more. For the best service and best value, your only stop is Canad Inns. Call today at 1-888-33-CANAD or visit us right now at canadinns.com.
All right, so there you have it here at Tavern United Pembina at the Canad Inns location. I want to thank all of our special guests this evening on the ASTV Sports Show. The two Johnsons, we talk boxing, we talk football. We had the Twins AA summering at Balmoral Hall, and some wonderful words of intellect promoting amateur sports here in Manitoba. We have a very busy September upcoming here. We've got the Melee happening this weekend. We also have our Winnipeg Ice Show that'll be starting up, a AAA show that's starting at the end of the month, plus our Eastman show coming up in a couple of weeks. We also have one more ASTV sports show that'll be in 2 Mondays from now, and lots of great sports starting here all around Manitoba. Hockey season is full swing, and we look forward to seeing all the little munchkins on the ice, trying out, working hard, making mom and dad proud, and making the teams that they got to. This is Theo with Amateur Sports TV saying, making the good, bringing the goodness to more greatness. Have a great day.
You're on.